All right, this is Mike Long, and it is the sixth day of Q4, and we've got more fireworks lined up for you. We'll begin with the Lord's Prayer, and we'll go from there. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Okay, apologies to anybody who on the little event poster that I made up here, I put 6 p.m. Eastern, so I know that we're probably missing some people who will be popping on at 6 o'clock and wondering why we are already halfway done or more done. So what I will do is I'll try to get the webinar up very quickly. And for those of you that are already here, we have a lot of people that are already here. For those of you who are already here, then I guess you get the scoop first. So Liz got caught up in my little confusing act, so she's going to be running just a little bit, just a little bit late, but then she'll be joining us, and we are already graced with Ty's presence, which is really great because Ty wants to weigh in on this whole Q4 crunch time checklist. When it comes to some really neat things that we can be doing with arbitrage, with bundles, and so on. So that's going to be really neat. Ty, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Ty. We're so glad you came on. I really appreciate that. I wanted to talk just for a second. You're one of the people who really helped me see just all these seasonal opportunities in Amazon, and it's something that you really take advantage of. And one of the ways that you do it is, really with kind of a smart use of bundles. And anybody who doesn't know what a bundle is, that's where you might buy, for example, an example of a bundle might be some school supplies, like 4 folders that you package together with maybe some pencils and erasers, and then you sell that for back to school. Like maybe it could be Jurassic Park folders or something like that. And then, or Disney's Frozen or whatever, but that's a bundle. And, there's all kinds of bundles that you use as a little bit of a secret weapon for you. So it was really cool. Just so everybody knows, Ty just kind of got this idea. She saw that we were going to be doing a Q4 crunch time Amazon checklist. And of course, we will have Q&A today as well. And we're really having this big event this week. We really want you to be energized going into Q4 because there's just money flying around all over the place. More money will be spent than ever in the next 90 days. There's never been a time in the history of the internet where more money will be spent than what's about to happen. So there's a money getting incredible storm coming, and as we discussed yesterday during the incredible, we really just had an amazing event. I'm very, very proud of this. With John Gill. If you go to omgmachines.com/Q4checklist.php, and there's links to this in the Facebook groups and so on. You can check your other emails if you can't find it, but I'm going to paste this in here now and just send it out in the chat window maybe to everybody. Right below this webinar that I did with John, which was John's take on a fourth quarter checklist, you can join mine and Liz Amazon list, and one of the reasons why that's going to be really important for you, this is an Amazon notification list. It's a private list for OMGers, but one of the reasons that's going to be important for you is because just clicking over here because we're going to be hosting a webinar tomorrow. Anyways, we're getting you access to a webinar tomorrow. The Amazon Secret Weapon Webby. It's funny, David Fripp actually dropped a hint about this for anybody that was watching very carefully a couple weeks ago when he released that incredible $178,000 earnings report. He mentioned a secret weapon from inside of the OMG members area. I'm not going to spill the beans on what it is. I know there's a little bit of mystery involved in this, but it's going to be exciting. And so you're going to want to make sure to go to omgmachines.com/Q4-checklist. And that's where you'll be able to, it's where you're going to be able to sign up for right here for more information and for access to that event. But yeah, we really want to be energized. Yesterday there's so many good things that came out of this webinar with John. you know, and really so much of it is getting started early, hitting it hard right now. Now is really money getting time where you're going to be able to reap the fruits of it in a very short period of time because, again, Q4 is right on top of us. And what I love about this webinar, especially about Ty's involvement today, is that even people who are just getting started, who even potentially have never made sales on Amazon today. It's funny. One of the things that John said, he was very candid yesterday. He said that if you were going to try to jump in, if you're going to try to jump in on Amazon right now, in the next very short period of time, and try to do it through China, private labeling something from China, then you're really going to be cutting it close. But Ty, with arbitraging with these bundles, you can turn things around lickety split and really start making money pretty much immediately and ramp your way into a very, very strong Q4.
Well, that's why I wanted to come on today, just to kind of share a little bit about what I know. And hopefully, after this webinar, people will start to do some research and look at some things, and they can get stuff going by next week.
By next week. Does that sound terrible to everybody? Or does that sound pretty good? Let's get I'm not going to do a huge amount of comments on this webinar because this is such a fast-paced week, but I will say this, hashtag next week. I think that's a pretty exciting thing, and it's very realistic. I've seen it. I've seen Ty. I saw her explain it to Ira and to Shauna. I saw it happen immediately. It wasn't even Q4 for them. They were just starting out in the middle of the year. I think it was June or something like that, and they were really essentially both of them profitable within 7 days. They didn't, of course, receive their check from Amazon for 2 or 3 weeks, but whatever. I mean, it was really immediate stuff, and that's exciting. So if you're a little excited about that, hashtag next week. Ken Dunn jumped in on that. So I love this, Ty. So take it away. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so um, I've seen in a lot of different groups or the new sellers coming on, and that's kind of like who I'm basically talking to today. Is if you're brand new, or even if you're seasoned and you've got a couple private label products, maybe this is your first Christmas. I just want to kind of to share some things with you and talk about bundles and also to talk about wholesale. With Amazon and OMG, we're very unique in that we do a lot of private label things. But for the majority of retailers, across the world, it's a wholesale game. And so I just kind of wanted to mention some things you can do with wholesale and also bundling, and you can create like a steady base of income for your business because these products, once you create them, they're there for you to sell, either year round, depending on what type of bundle you sell. But then I also wanted to mention about seasonal things that you can take advantage of right now, where you can get some quick cash, and then come January, once you get all your Christmas payments in, you can flip that into a private label product. And so one thing that I always tell people when it comes to Amazon, they're like, what is it like during Christmas or whatever? And I just had this little song here that I like to listen to. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that, Mike?
I'm sorry, Ty. Just a moment ago you faded out, but only a few seconds ago. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great.
So anyway, I listen to Christmas music when I'm working because it just kind of gets me in the mood, and it just really makes me realize like what is it all about? It's Christmas. When I started Amazon, I never got why there was Christmas trees, and I would go in Costco in August and there'd be Christmas trees up and things like that. It's like, okay, I get it now. This is where you're going to make the majority of your money. And Mike, how can I show my screen?
Would you like to share your screen? Absolutely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make you the presenter, and then all you have to do is now you should be able to accept presenter status by clicking a box that should have popped up in the middle of your screen. There it is.
Okay, so it says showing screen. So can you show my screen?
Yep, I'm seeing.
Is that
Perfect. Crystal clear.
okay? So I just want to let you know in advance, some of these examples may be heavily skewed toward grocery because that is the category that I've sold a lot in. But you can also do these, think if you're into toys or if you're into beauty or whatever, you can take some of these examples and apply them to whatever niche or category that you want to sell in. This is a site right here called Buyer's Best Friend. And it's a great site because you can come in here and find all kinds of grocery items to shop for. And you can do it through categories. You can do it through a number of ways. One of the good things about this, how do I get into the thing? Let's see. You can find different types of products. What I did when oh, there it is. There's the thing. The great thing about this is that you can find products that are within your area. So sometimes I'll go to trade shows, and if a vendor says that, oh, we're in California, because that's where I live, I look at their stuff first because I know it's easy for me to get the product in and out the door if I'm going to have it shipped to me. Or also I use a fulfillment center that's also in California, so it'll be easy for them to ship it to them. If I have to pay for shipping, that's less cost for me also. So that's great. So that's why I say, like, you can look up companies that are in your immediate area to find products as well. To find Christmas items, I did Christmas. I typed that in, and then you'll find all of these different things that come up that may apply to Christmas. And these are seasonal products that you can look through, and maybe you can make like a bundle or a set or something like that. And I actually found, I don't know if I can still find it, a private label product doing this. I don't know if that's going to be a good product, but anyway, so this is a great place where you can find a lot of companies to either private label stuff, or you can look up what they have and make bundles with. Scanza is a candy company. They make very good candies. And
Uh, Ty, have you battle tested these candies? Are you sure that they're very good?
they're very good because I've gone to the trade shows and talked to the guys. I've actually sold some of their products before.
And
Um,
have you actually tested and eaten them though? And they were tasty.
yes, they were very good. I'll tell you, the lemon almonds. They have some lemon almonds that are very, very good.
Okay,
Um,
thumbs up
but
on.
these are the types of things like that will sell during Christmas. Well, these dark chocolate toffee or whatever. So $1.76 each. So I would do like a set. So you have chocolate toffee almonds, chocolate toffee pistachios, and chocolate espresso beans or chocolate cherries. Chocolate cherries sell very good during Q4. So there's like a bundle right there that you could do. Each one is $1.76, and you only need to order like a case of 12. Case of 12. Oh, okay, so it's 12 in a case. So depending on what their minimum quantity is, you can just order a couple of cases of these, put 4 of them in a bag, and ship them off. And you can label these as stocking stuffers. That's a great keyword to use for Q4, stocking stuffers, and they will sell. I wanted to give you an example of, I kind of got ahead of myself here, but I want to give you an example of, like, this was my first bundle that I ever put together. And this was actually from the dollar store. When I first started, I was scanning at the dollar store, and I was scanning Pop Tarts. As you know, Pop Tarts sell very well on Amazon. And when I scanned one of these flavors, and I actually went to the main Amazon page, and it said people who bought this also bought this, and it had both of these flavors together. And I was like, well, why don't I just make a bundle or whatever? So as you can see, like, the picture isn't even that great. I'm surprised this page is still up. I looked at this in advance for this webinar or whatever, but I sold quite a few of these until I couldn't get the sets anymore. And this was like a $4, so this was at a dollar store, so it's $4. I think I sold them for like 12, 13, $14 for the set. So when you're out,
Doesn't it say right now that it's $38 is the price of it?
yeah, it does say $38. I don't know where they're getting that price from, but yeah. And I'm sure that, yeah, see, and that's why nobody's buying it too at that price.
Right.
But so I just kind of want to have people to think like, okay, well, what might go together with one thing to be helpful to customers? Because that's the main thing that you want to do this year. Because people are just like shopping, they're looking for stuff or whatever. You really want to be helpful to the customers, and if you serve your customers, then they will buy. Here is, oh my gosh, I'm so upset about this. This is a bundle that I created. Um, it was a great seller, but unfortunately, this company, Big Mouth Toys, does not sell to Amazon resellers anymore. So once they stopped, I could no longer sell this bundle. But I did show this bundle to show you the importance of going to trade shows. I found this coffee at a trade show, and someone who was working that booth at that trade show had enough sense to put this set together, and that's where I saw it. And I was like, oh wow, that is a nice set. That's very interesting. And so this came from one company, the cup, and then the coffee came from another company. And that's the other thing is like when you're doing bundles, if you can get two different things from two different companies, it's often harder for people to jump on your listing versus if you're just doing like these Pop Tarts here. I mean, they're in the same store, they're sitting right next to each other. Someone can easily like scan that or look that up, and boom, it's in their cart, and then they're on this listing with you, like these people did with this listing or whatever. Because I haven't sold this in years. But yeah, so and then this is an example of that would be like an everyday bundle, because this will killer in Christmas time, but then also it'll sell every day, but then you'll start to see spikes. So like for Mother's Day, people would buy this product. I got great seller feedback from people who were like, oh, I wasn't sure if this is going to be great, but my mom loved it or whatever. She thought it was wonderful, and she enjoyed the coffee. You know, you get feedback from your customers like that. For Father's Day, this would be great. If people have people in their family who are in the medical profession, this would be great. Or just coffee lovers in general or whatever. If you're a diehard coffee fan, and you know somebody might buy that as a gift. So
Yeah.
you want to look at stuff that's like that, compatible, and people are like, oh yeah, that's different, that's unique or whatever. Um, and then what is this? Okay, so back to the seasonal stuff,
Oh,
right?
and by the way, just so you know, we actually have been joined by Danger Girl herself, Liz Herrera. Liz, are you there?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody.
Hey, did you see us talking about hashtag Pop Tarts there?
Yeah, I saw the Pop Tarts. Even Ty loves them. I love the Pop Tarts. They're actually great.
Uh,
Great sales item.
OMG is spreading good health and wellness and nutritious food all over America and the world. It's wonderful the things that we do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I apologize for being here late too. There's actually a tornado warning, so if my internet cuts out, I apologize
Oh
in
wow!
advance.
And just so everybody, I actually explained at the beginning, it's a clear cut my fault. I was making that poster, and I put absolutely the wrong time. So Liz is actually 45 minutes early and not 15 minutes late. So I really appreciate you, uh, Liz. Anyways, Ty, go ahead and continue on. By the way, when I was growing up, I'll tell you this: I loved advent calendars. When I was a little kid, like little chocolate advent calendars, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, so back to the seasonal stuff. I wanted to show you some things like advent calendars sell very, very well. Um, and now, see, you might think like, okay, 24,000. This is actually a good rank in grocery, and also because if you don't know, um, you can only send chocolate into Amazon from October 1st until I think it's May 1st, and then you have to take it out. So like this has a high rank now. This is actually a good rank for grocery, by the way. But it has a high rank now. But that's just because it's October 6th. So people are probably still shipping in their chocolate. I know I'm probably going to wait till the end of November to ship in all of the chocolate stuff that I'm going to do this year. But the thing about Advent Calendar is that people buy more than one. If you look here at the frequently bought together, um, you'll see that people buy more than one and in more than one design. And if you think about it, if you have more than one kid, the Advent Calendar is for the kids. So if you have more than one kid, they each need their own Advent Calendar because it's only going to be like one piece of chocolate in there. And then what are you going to have them fight over the chocolate? No. So you can make a bundle with advent calendars, I would do either, a set of 3 of this, and I think this one did have like a set of 2 or something like that. Yeah. But also you could do like the different, like they did here. If you can get these 3 right here, there people are already purchasing them, and look at that price, 48, 38, 89 or whatever. And these advent calendars will typically run you wholesale about maybe $3 to $4, something like that. So that's not bad. And they sell. The thing is with advent calendars, you got to get in and you got to get out, because pretty much after um I was like, mid-November, end of November, they're not going to sell that well. So this is a quick get in and get out. And then one other thing that you can do if you're not sure, like, well, I'm not really sure if this will sell, you can go to Camel Camel Camel. I have the Camel Camel extension on my browser here. But you can go to Camel Camel and you can see like the historical prices here. And this is, remember, this is just for one. So, you're going to be doing like a set of 2, 3, whatever. But then you look at the sales rank. Hashtag boom, right? October 30th. Look at that. It starts to spike up. Number 11. And I think this was in grocery, right?
I'm sorry,
And then
I just love this graphic period because it kind of tells the whole story, right?
yeah, and so it's really, you can see like how you can, this is where you're going to make your money right here. It goes up again, like this is like, oh, that's March 9th, but you can see like a little bit before that was obviously like November, December, and then it goes down and then up again, so you can see like, and then and here's the thing, like if you make a bundle out of this, you'll have that bundle like forever. Because 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to really find it or be looking for that, because it's a quick get in and get out type of product, and you'll have that for forever. What I did last year was I created, oh my gosh, so many bundles. I created probably like maybe 20 different bundles, and the good thing about it is I use Inventory Lab, and so in Inventory Lab you can go in and analyze products by SKU or by ASIN. And so all I did this year when it came time to reorder was I looked up to see like how many did I sell in what time frame at what price or whatever. And that helped me when it came time to reorder, because I was like, okay, well, I don't even know how many should I reorder. Well, I looked at the history. So if you can make bundles this year, let's say, you can make like 5 bundles of something or whatever. It's great because you're getting the data. Even if you get it in after Black Friday, you're still getting that data, and you can start to figure out like what's the sweet spot for the pricing and things like that. And then, if it's a seasonal product, something that you're not going to carry all year, when it comes time for next year, you'll have that data, and you can go back and look and be like, okay, so what time, how many did I sell, in what time, when did I get this actually into the warehouse and things like that. And typically with stuff like this, you don't have to worry about like big, huge launches and things like that. I know a lot this year for my bundles, I'm only just doing like, I'll send it out to like maybe 5 reviewers or something just to get some social proof on there or whatever. But there's so much traffic on Amazon at that time, things are just like flying. It's like the tornado, that Liz was talking about or whatever. It's just, things are just flying.
Mike, could you pull up that camel chart again? Because there's a couple things that are on my mind. I want to point to 2 concepts that I think are going to help everybody on this event. Again, with this Q4 crunch time checklist, we really want to help everyone have their energy up, and one of the ways that we can do that is really have clarity. So when you see these huge spikes here, there's some training in your NHP members area by Travis Sago called Conversion Mojo, and it's on website conversion, including Amazon. And one of the things that Travis says is where he likes to make his money is in transitioning markets. So, for example, I'm fairly sure that his first million got made. I don't know if it was his first million, but I'm pretty sure it was his first million. Got made off of a Get Your Ex Back product, how to get your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend back ebook. Well, why? Because those people are going through a big transition. They were in a relationship, now they're not. They want their ex back, and so that's a transition. Another transition, of course. All these events, by the way, are of course transitions. So back to school is a transition. Even Christmas, and this is the whole point. Clearly, Christmas and New Year's, that's one of the two biggest transitions, and it's a time when you can kind of universally benefit because it's the one time when everyone in the world is, not everyone in the world, but nearly everyone in the world is emotionally going through a transition. So that's number one, transition, right? Transition markets. There's tons of money to be made in transition markets. I'll give you a few more examples of transition markets. Mostly, somebody just, finds out that they're possibly sick with something. They have a panic attack. They want to know if it's a heart attack. That's a transitioning market. That sort of thing. So that's an example of transitioning markets. The second thing that Ty is talking about here is bundles. And so much of commerce is about, instead of just making one single sale, Liz and I sold tons and tons of Pokemon. But Liz, you probably sold a lot more. Like it's probably pretty rare that you would sell one of a card at a given time. It was probably people wanted 4 of this, or one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. Or when you go to buy a car, you get all these things, all these options on the car. Tinted windows, or a sunroof, or whatever it is that you add onto the car, a nice paint job. But all these things, they seem like they're part of the same thing, but really that's, once again, that's a bundle. Did you run into that sort of thing with Pokemon, Liz?
Yeah, usually people would want to buy, like, the packs were really hot, and they would never just want one pack. They would want several packs.
Yeah.
And, or, like, even just selling it even in swap meets, like, people would want, like a stuffed Pikachu and a pack of cards, or, they always wanted multiple items. There was a lot of items that sold commonly together, but it was very easy to bundle packs of cards opposed to sell a single pack, because people always wanted multiple packs. So if you gave them the option to buy multiple packs at just a slightly lesser cost, they would always take the multiple packs. There was no sense in even getting one.
Even the idea of a pack itself is a bundle.
Yeah, bundle, right.
Yeah. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to point that out because these are two major concepts in money getting, and having them in alignment right now, can really help you move forward. Ty, I hope that didn't disrupt what you were saying too much, but I thought that you were covering such important ground. I really wanted to kind of focus on it from a different angle while we were kind of in step there.
Sure, no problem. So just going back to this site here, because this is really a great resource for people to find products, and it's easy to get an account set up. It's nothing to it. You fill out your information. And just one thing that I thought about, because this is not just for Christmas. Oh, I just typed in stocking stuffer. Oh, look at that. That's really okay. Sorry, guys. I'll get off on tangents here.
Those moose smooches, yeah, those probably sell super well.
Oh, they do. Okay, see, that's a product I didn't even know about. So that might be something you can bundle if somebody hasn't already done that, or if somebody has done it, see if it's something you can get, on their listing with, or what have you. But there's tons of stuff in here. There's even beauty stuff in here that you can look up. And then one thing too about this site is they'll have the hot producers. So if you're like, I'm not really sure like what to sell, this is all the stuff that people have just recently bought. And most of the time, you'll see the same companies coming up here. So if people are buying the same stuff, maybe look at what these companies are selling, and it may be something that you can just even sell one on your own, one just as is, or different things that you can bundle within this company, and you can place everything, all your orders right through this website, and they ship it right to you. So it's great. I do highly recommend, if you're starting out, look at some companies that are in your areas first, because like I said, you can get up and started with this like next week. If you find a company, look at something and find it today, then you can place your order and have it in and shipped out to Amazon next week, because the warehouses are getting very, very busy. So you want to try to get this in as soon as possible. And then also I wanted to point this out here, this section right here, the recent buyers part. What you can do if you're not really sure, I just found a product here that I'm going to show you. You can just see like if these different companies are on Amazon. So like this company right here, I don't know this person. If you're an OMG, sorry. But I just know this person from being on Amazon and knowing them as a competitor of mine for several things. So all I did was just Google them and look, Joe's Gift Finds comes right up on Amazon, and then boom, there's their store. So you already know that where they're buying their stuff from, right? So then you can just look and see like, okay, well, what are they selling that I might could get from buyer's best friend? This product right here, I don't know if that's on buyer's best friend. I've sold this product before. I know what company they're getting that from. And then as you do more wholesale or do different things, you'll start to see like, oh, okay, yeah, I know that product. As you go to trade shows, you'll start to see products. Oh, yeah, I remember I saw that product or whatever. But it was a product. I just kind of briefly went through their store, and there was a product that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Let me just see if I could just find it quickly here. Bourbon Barrel sells very well. I don't know if they have that good profit. Oh, okay. So while I did was I said, oh, okay, that's interesting or whatever. 37.95. It's got a deep, pretty decent price point or whatever. 17,000 in beauty. Okay. And I just went back over here and I think I put that in the search. And did it come up? Okay, it didn't come up. Something. I forgot how I did that. Okay, there. So I took that part off. And I said, oh, okay, this is a company. Let me see what else they have. And then you can go through and look and see like what is the profitability for these products. So that's a way, and this is something that you can do right now when we finish the webinar, not while I'm talking. And start to look at things, and then you can just even put the ASIN because they have all the prices right here. So I don't know which product that was or whatever, but let's just say if it was $12.50, if you have the Profit Bandit app, like Liz has shown you, you already know what the cost is, and then you can just go right to this ASIN, get the right to this listing, get the ASIN, put that in, and then put in your cost of $12.50 to see whether or not it's going to be profitable for you. Okay. And then another thing is that while we're talking about wholesale and also retail arbitrage, I don't want people to think like you have to sit up there and pack all of the things yourself. You don't. For the majority of my products right now, I actually ship them off to a warehouse. So I know Jen has a warehouse. I don't know really like what her services are. But
it's actually primarily they don't do like individual. It has to be like case packed from China type stuff.
You know who does though? Carlos is an OG, or he does that stuff.
Oh yeah, Carlos does. Yeah,
he does it for Era, and that goes well. I'll try to get if Susan McDowell's on. Maybe she can pat. Is she on? Maybe we can get Carlos's information because that's actually a pretty great tip.
Yeah, I think she is on. She probably can get his info, but yeah, he does FBA stuff. Jen and Kevin just specialize in like container or less than container load that you know what I mean that needs tagging and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I've seen Carlos's handiwork and it's good. And he's once again he's an OMG. So there's Susan. Yeah, let's see if Susan can pass us his information and we'll share it whenever she gets to it.
Okay. So this is the place that I send my stuff to or whatever. They do bundles. They will take pictures for you. So I've sent them stuff where I was just researching, and I was like, you know what, that'd be a good bundle. Let me just send this. Let me order some and ship it to them, and then they take the pictures for you. They put the packaging together, all of that or whatever. So I recommend them. There are like at least, oh my gosh, I saw a list of like a dozen or so fulfillment centers where you can do that and ship your items to, and they'll bundle it and package for you and ship it off to FBA. And it's good if you want to have one, like maybe three, so like one on the West Coast, one in the Midwest or in the center of the country, and then one on the East Coast, depending on where you're shipping, where your vendor is, because then you'll save on shipping also. So that's great too, because then you can get you don't have to sit up there and be stressed about how am I going to, get all this stuff done and do all the packing and shipping and things like that. And then I wanted to give some people some other uh, places to go for products and bundling or whatever. So Oriental Trading is a great company, and they do wholesale. And you can get all types of different things from them to bundle. So if you're into toys and things like that, you could have, or seasonal stuff, you could have did like a cool little Halloween bundle there. And a lot of their stuff is small, lightweight. You can do that. And then Imaginarium. I don't know if Imaginarium. One thing about bundles is that okay, that's not what I was looking for. One thing about bundles is that if you can get a bundle with a brand name or that's like already known or has some popularity, it goes a long way in getting sales quickly. So if you can bundle some Disney items, you can capitalize on the Disney name plus all of the different characters and things like that, and you'll start to pick up sales much more faster than if it was just some no-name brand toy or something like that or whatever. So like with this bundle here, the prescription mug, this sells like hotcakes. I think it's always ranked like under 1,000 on Amazon. So people are always looking for the prescription mug already. So when they saw this with that, it just made a lot more sense to get both or whatever. And it made, and it helped the customer out too, because if you're 9 times out of 10, you're probably buying that for a gift anyway. So it's like, oh yeah, the coffee mug and the coffee, I'll do that. And then also too, did I have that up yet? Oh, here's a company right here, Vandor. You can get a wholesale account with them very easily, and they sell licensed items. So if you can, Doctor Who sells very well. You can get like these water bottles, and then also I would shop the best sellers. So go to the best sellers, and then start to see, boom, Star Wars right there. I would definitely put like a Star Wars set together, a mug, and like maybe some other type of thing. I think they had like the shopping totes or something like that. That would be a great gift. Somebody would snap that up all day long. People, we know Star Wars is going to be like some of the best-selling toys for Christmas. So where is the Star Wars one? Did they have a Star Wars one? Maybe they didn't. But you could put, Star Wars together. Hello Kitty sells well. So like a Hello Kitty, if anybody wants to buy me the Hello Kitty water bottle and a shopping tote, I would be grateful. I love Hello Kitty. So
I'm going to have to get you something, Ty. Some Hello Kitty.
A great set or whatever. My Little Pony is very popular or whatever. So you can contact this company or, get your wholesale account set up and get it shipped to you and put it together. And then let me see here. Did I have Sotheby's? Okay, so this is a product. No, this is a company that I thought was interesting. I've seen this company a lot of times at the different trade shows, and a lot of their stuff is, breakable in jars or whatever, but it tastes really good. But some of the things that you don't want to skip over is it fits in a box, and like olive oil sells really well. So if it's in a box like this, you can send this into the warehouse, and these would be great for Q4 stocking stuffers. I would do a variation page on this of the different flavors and put that in for stocking stuffers. And then also, as you're on Buyer's Best Friend, a lot of these companies have private label programs. You have to actually go to their official website to see, like, it'll usually like say at the bottom or something like that. I don't know about this company because I didn't really look them up. But this Sotheby's company, you go down to wholesale, and you can just fill out the application, and then scroll down to the bottom. Okay, maybe not this page, but I think it's on their first page or whatever. They do private label, or is it on the side there? Maybe it was okay. It was somewhere, but they actually do private label, and they spell it out like right somewhere right on their website. So if you wanted to do private label olive oil, you could. But also, I wanted to show you, where is it? They have these cake mixes. So not everything that they have is breakable, but they have these olive oil cake mixes that are really interesting and a little bit unique. You don't really see like olive oil cake mixes. So you can, capitalize on a lot of different keywords and things like that. Where did it go? I lost it. But anyway, so that's something else that you could check on. And then another thing is, as you start to do your research and look at products and things like that on Amazon. Oh, by the way, guys, I just want to show you. I just bought this Q4 shirt. I thought that was really cool. And Amazon is selling this to like arbitrageurs or whatever, like no sleep till Q4. And anyway, so I wanted to come on Amazon and show you like bacon items sell really well. So like if you can do like a bacon bundle with something, they sell really well. If you just type in like bacon, let's just see, that's how I got to this listing. Just type in bacon, right? And you can see like all different things come up. So it's not just like the food bacon, but people like bacon stuff. Oh, here's a bacon gift set right here. What the heck? Let me see. Oh, okay. So like unique, different bacon stuff. Is this even selling?
What about that bacon dress or that bacon tie? It's a lot lower.
I like the bacon dress. I thought that was a good Halloween costume.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so 60 something and 67,000 in grocery. Not bad. And then you do the camel on that to see, but you can kind of see like what they did. But what I want to show you is, oh, and that's merchant fulfilled, so that's not even FBA. So that's interesting. But let me go back to this to kind of show you, like, to give you ideas of if you're not sure like what I want to bundle and things like that. So I just typed in bacon, as you saw. I clicked on this listing, and I was like, oh, bacon bandages. That's interesting. Okay, well, it's an add-on item, right? And it's selling for $6.28. But then you come down here and you look at and see like, oh, okay, so people are buying all three of these together. This is a great little bundle right here. It's selling for $15. I would sell it for more than that for the holiday season. And then you put that as, market that as a stocking stuffer, because look at all of these things are going to be lightweight. They're going to be easy to ship. They're not going to be that big. And they're all from the same company, Accoutrements. And do I have their site up? Let me see here. RT. And they're easy. You can easily get a wholesale account with them. And open that up. And they sell all kind of unique novelty items and things like that. And where'd that bundle go? So sometimes too, like, you can just take this, and find the company. If you just search for like what the brand is. Oh, there it is. Here's their wholesale site right there. And then you can just look through their site, and you see all these different unique things or whatever. But oh, there's the bacon bandage right there. And then you can go through and start to create bundles. Now, their stuff tends to sell well also. So you might want to, come back here and look through and see, like, okay, what else do they have? Oh, wow, they have a big, huge, branded page or whatever. So you can see, like, what types of things will sell well together, that go well together. And then let me see, what else did I have here that I wanted to tell you guys about. Oh, okay. Also, you can just do this with straight up like Walmart and things like that too. So if you're going to be shopping with, do some online arbitrage and, put a bundle together, put a set together, make sure that you're using, you can save money and use like Ebates and Top Cashback, Slick Deals, Fat Wallets, Ben's Bargains, Brad's Deals, Woo, and Woo. All those places, well, Woo you actually buy stuff from. and Ben's Bargains and Brad's Deals. But you can find deals on there, and then like Ebates and Top Cash Back, you can get money back from your purchases. So not only are you able to sell stuff and make stuff with your bundles, you can also get some cash back for that too and save a little bit of money. Oh, another thing, when it comes to the holidays and then like the grocery category, if you're doing retail arbitrage, you want to pay attention to like, and sometimes they'll a lot of times they'll have this in their store circulars. The seasonal flavors always sell well, and a lot of times the stores will have an exclusive on a seasonal flavor. So like Walmart will only have like a certain type of M&M that they sell, and Target will have a certain type of Snickers or something that they sell. So nobody else can get those flavors. So if you can take that, like a lot of arbitragers will already jump on that, but maybe if you can get that flavor but pair it with something else, um, that's a win-win situation right there. Another thing that, oh my God, I just feel like I'm just like doing a brain dump here. Sorry if I'm going too fast. That I wanted to say is that you can get a lot of access to candies and products and things like that from a candy distributor. I have a candy distributor that's local to me, and they deliver free. Every Tuesday, I get a candy delivery. So if you want to look up like candy distributors in your area, you can find them and say, hey, can you send me your wholesale list? And go through those lists and see if there's anything that may be either worth bundling that you can sell year round, but then also they'll have a special list for the seasonal products. So if you want to just Google like candy distributor whatever city you may live in, and then just contact them and say, hey, I'm a retailer. I want to get, either open up an account, or I want to, can you send me your list of products or whatever? They'll usually just like open up an account for you, no problem, and send you a list. Nassau Candy. Nassau is a huge candy company, and they have warehouses all throughout the country, I do believe. And oh yeah, and you can get an account with them, and they sell everything. So whatever type of candy you could imagine, they sell it, and they do have a private label program also, but I don't think it's that great, or you have to buy like a large amount in order to get started with. And so you can look into that. Oh, so seasonal products are great. Oh, this is the other thing that I wanted to talk about also. For your bundles, so like your bundles, I think I talked about this. They'll do double duty. So if you're thinking about creating bundles, so yeah, it might be great for Christmas, but try to create bundles too that are great for year round. And then like if you do a Mother's Day bundle, and then if you do a Valentine's Day bundle, you do a Halloween bundle or whatever, those are going to come up year after year. So, each season try to create a couple of bundles, and then you'll have, a nice little base of sales for your business for, every month of the year, because, pretty much all of these, are all in different months or what have you. So that's that. And I think that's pretty much it.
Well, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that I kind of want to go look at some of those sites myself, even though I probably can find the time to get that stuff in, but it looks really good. I mean, that one site she showed was pretty awesome. What was it, the one where you were at the BB?
Buyer's Best Friend. Yeah.
Was it BB something time? BBF Direct. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I just jumped into the Amazon Plus community mastermind Facebook group, and I thank Ty. I hope everybody will at least take some time in the question box to thank Ty for this. This is just kind of weirdly enough the place that OMG is. I was talking to Ty. I think it was I hardly know what day today is. Some day that wasn't today. I was talking to Ty like a couple days ago, and she was just like, "Wow, I know that Liz is going to do this checklist webinar for the fourth quarter. I want to weigh in. I've got some great stuff. I thought she was going to come on and give a few tips, 15 minutes. We just got a 50-minute tour de force. So this is awesome. And I do have some clarity. I'm quite sure that, of course, I could be wrong about this. And maybe Suzanne McDowell can kind of like let us know. But I believe it's Carlos Salguero, Salguero. He's in the Amazon, the OMG Amazon Plus Community Mastermind Facebook group, and he has a quite a nice packing and shipping service where you can send in the raw materials. Yep, Suzanne McDowell verified, and it's something I've personally seen and used, and it works. It was great. Certainly if you contact him, let him know that you're a fellow OMGer, and I endorse that service. So that's number one. We had a question in the audience. I believe it was Michelle. I can double check. But Ty, she wanted to know, it was Maura, sorry. What are the websites for getting cash back?
Okay, so Ebates is one. They don't give you that much.
You had a better one, though, Ty. Remember the one that you told me that one time?
Yeah, that's going to go. Ebates is okay. So every now and then, I think my computer's getting slow there. Every now and then, Top Cashback won't have something, but they generally, I like them, but they generally give you more cash back than Ebates will. So Ebates or Top Cashback, and all you do is you just basically, whatever site that you're going to be shopping at, just go through their link. Oh, they're only giving like 1% right now. Target is up to 18. Wait, what's that? They usually give like 4% for Target. Yeah, see 4% for Target. I don't know what Ebates gives you. I mean, for Walmart. I don't know what Ebates gives you. Oh, they're giving like 1%. Yeah, see. If you go through them, you'll get like 1% back off of your purchase. However, if you go through Top Cashback, they'll give you like 4% back, which is way better. And you just sign up or whatever. It doesn't cost you anything, and then they just send you a check once everything is cleared, and I think once they get their check. Oh, another thing is gift cards. Gift card granny. If you are able to purchase, if you're doing like online arbitrage, definitely use gift cards to make your purchase, and you can buy discount gift cards and save a little money. Oh, see, Target up to 7% off or whatever. So if you buy these Target gift cards at a discount, and then you go to Target and then you use a red card on top of the purchase. Oh, you can't use a red card because you're using the gift card anyway. Sorry about that. But you can buy these at a discount and definitely save some money. This is where I'll usually go to see like what's the biggest discount, or who has cards for whatever store that I want to shop at. A lot of one tip here is like I usually buy the e-cards. I don't buy the regular hard gift cards or whatever, and it's usually sent. A lot of times I'll do it. I'll fill up my shopping cart at my virtual shopping cart online. Then I'll go and buy the gift cards, and they usually send it to you right away in an email, and then I use that to complete my purchase. So that's a tip there if you don't want to, if you're not sure or you don't want to spend the money for the gift card first before you figure out like what you're going to buy at a store. Fill up your cart first online, and then go buy the gift card and get it and use the e-code, and so that way it's sent to you right away, and then you shop like that. Any other questions?
Yeah, we did actually have a couple other questions. I don't. This might not be so much a question for you, but for somebody else. If anybody has European sites that correspond to these kind of sites that we're looking at, and they want to share them, maybe post them in the Amazon Plus Community Mastermind Facebook group. And that was one question. Again, a couple questions about Carlos. So again, I posted Carlos's name in the Amazon Community Mastermind. I'll spell it clearly right now. Carlos, Salguero. And the way to do it is to contact him on Facebook. Oh, Carlos is actually on the webinar. He's either on the webinar, or else he realized that we were just talking about him. He heard his ears burning, and so he posted right there in the Facebook group. Carlos, Salguero. That is how to contact Carlos. And that's that. Let's see what other questions we have. Well, actually, yeah, if you have, go ahead, Ty.
I had a response for the person that's in Europe or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, I personally, that's why I go to trade shows. I really highly suggest that people go to trade shows. You don't, in most cases, I don't know how it is in Europe, but I know here, most cases, most of the large cities have a local gift show. So, like, I'm in the Bay Area, I always go to the San Francisco gift show. That's how I found my candy distributor. And so you go to these gift shows and you meet all these different companies or what have you. You start to, even if you don't do business with them right away, you give them their card, they put you on their list. You start to get emails, all these different products coming into your inbox every single day that you can research. But for that person that's in Europe, I would look up to see like what trade shows are in their area or something like that. And usually trade shows have a list of vendors. So go on that trade show site, see the list of vendors, see what products those vendors sell if that's something that you want to sell or whatever. You can contact them, get on their list, or if it's not a product, maybe it's a company, but it's not exactly the product that you want to sell, say, hey, because all these companies know they go to the trade show, so they know who their competition is or who sells this and who sells that. They can maybe even lead you down the right direction to whatever it is that you're trying to find.
Great. Now, Louise is asking, says, great info, Ty. Thank you. A quick question. How much marketing do you do once the products are on Amazon? You're mostly accomplishing that by picking things that you're pretty sure are going to sell in the first place, but, based on the BSR of them if you're making a bundle or whatever. But then mostly what you said was the marketing you're doing for the most part is just giving away like maybe 5 of them to get a few reviews just for some legitimacy.
Yeah, exactly. Just a couple to get a couple of reviews, and then I use like highly search for keywords during. So if it's a seasonal bundle, for sure I'm going to have like stocking stuffer in there, Christmas gift, um, even like alternative keywords like Xmas. People don't think about that.
Mm.
Oh, um, also look. This goes back to the grocery thing. Look for items that are kosher. There's not a lot on there, so people look for. I've had people contact me. Is this kosher? Is this or whatever? And I was like, oh yeah, it is or whatever. So if you can find items that for people that have unique or different things that they eat or something like that. So kosher, vegetarian, vegan, those sell well because you can't find a lot of those products. You actually have to go online to find those products or whatever. So if you can find those, that's great. There's so much traffic on Amazon. You typically don't have to do much for the bundles to sell for the seasonal items, which is why it's so great. So like if you were to do like an advent calendar set, obviously advent calendar is going to be some of the keywords in your title. People are going to be searching for that, so that's going to come up. And then if you have, a couple of good reviews on there already, and then you do your PPC, it's a great little moneymaker right there. You can
Great.
get some sales.
So you are doing some Amazon pay-per-click promotions. Maura asks, can you make purchases without sales tax as a reseller on these sites?
It depends on the site. Sometimes that can be difficult. One thing that I learned recently from someone is that if you are able to do some online arbitrage and then you're sending that into a warehouse that is in a state that does not have sales tax, you don't have to pay the sales tax. So I'm thinking like maybe a state like Oregon. I don't think they have sales tax. So if you were doing some online arbitrage and you shipped it to a warehouse in Oregon, that's going to be your address and you don't have to pay the sales tax. So
Right.
that's one way around that. That's a little tip right there that I just recently learned about.
Great. Dave McCormick, thanks you for the UK Amazon idea about going to trade shows. So that's great. Let's see. Can you change the URL in your own product listing? Well, if you change the title, you're going to change the URL. So yes, you can. Let's see. All right, that's great. Looks like we cleared the questions on that. That was awesome. Just terrific. A big round of applause for Ty. Just really generous. Thank you so much, Ty. It's awesome.
No problem.
Okay. Next step, we've got. Oh, what an embarrassment of riches we have. We're an hour in, and Liz, I guess he could have just come on at 6, right?
Yeah, I know. But one thing I was thinking about is like Ty is really, she's such an animal. Like there's no really other term I have for Ty other than she's always like in the trenches. And I know people are always saying, "Oh, trade shows are a waste of time." I know there was like that one guru that mailed out when we were up at ASD saying it was such a waste of time. He was there one day, and like I know you and I talked back and forth. Well, that was probably his big problem, right? Because I know I was there a couple days and Ty was still there after I left. So it just goes to show that none of that is a waste of time at all when you have the right mindset. It's like if you're going to approach something already from a negative perspective and say, I'm not going to find anything at ASD, then you're not going to find anything at ASD.
Right.
Whereas Ty goes in there with this mindset like she's going to find all sorts of crap. You know what I mean? And I don't mean crap, but I'm just saying in general, she's going to find a bunch of stuff that she can just put up on Amazon and bundle. So it's kind of like she's opened up her mindset to sort of now like be trained to look for bundling opportunities, which opens up a whole nother potential for like profit.
I love it.
Um, oh, one thing too about trade shows is I've found some products that nobody else is selling because if they're a small company, they may only go to like one or two trade shows because it costs these companies a lot to show at these trade shows, several thousands of dollars for these booths or whatever. So, if they can go to a trade show, once, twice, maybe three times or whatever and get a good pace of customers, they may not come back. So I've been dealing with this one company. I think I found them at a trade show one time. I was in Atlanta somewhere. I don't think they've ever done another trade show, but I've been a loyal customer to them. And nobody sells their products. Why? Because they're not at trade shows, like actively marketing for that or what have you. They already have a store. They have a good base of customers, and they do a little wholesale, and they're happy with that. But also with this company, I've established a relationship with them. We talk every now and then, and I've been able to like say, hey, like what new flavors do you have? What do you have coming up or whatever? And they had this one particular product that was in a breakable jar, and it was so delicious. I was like, I really want to sell this. I really want to sell this. So then I was thinking. I was like, how can I sell this? We decided to put it in a gift box, and they were like, "Oh, well, you know what? We have this box right here. We can box this up for you and sell it, as a set of three or a set of four or whatever, and we'll ship it to Amazon for you."
Oh, wow.
So that's a product that I just created, going from a trade show, meeting with the person, establishing a relationship with them, and now that's a product that nobody will probably ever sell because they only do that for me.
Nice. Excellent. I just tons, and hopefully Ty, you'll take the time to look through the question box because there's just dozens of thank yous and lots and lots of appreciation in there for you. Really, really cool stuff. Yeah, Joanne says hashtag boom. I totally agree. Well, that was exciting. It's the second week in the row we've had an OMGer come in and just drop one bomb after the next after the next. Last week it was Mike Bittler, and by the way, congrats to Mike. I don't know how many people saw it, but he just rounded the $1 million mark for this year already, and he's really licking his chops for Q4. He's gonna really try to make a run at that second million. We'll see if he gets there. We're cheering him on. And then of course Ty just came on today and just boom, boom, boom. One terrific tip after the next. Just a wonderful checklist to go through.
Oh, one more thing too, as I think of stuff or whatever. Elf on the Shelf. Oh my God, great seasonal product. This stuff actually sells year round. Oh my God, look at the sponsor that's right up top right there. I love that.
Ty, did you know that I actually invented Elf on the Shelf?
What? And I didn't get mine yet.
There's a crazy story behind it. Yeah, there's a crazy story behind it. I invented it.
He wasn't able to review it. That's a bunch of BS. How could you not let Ty review it?
I think that was on some guys. I did not invent Elf on a Shelf. I was just doing that for comic value with Ty and Liz. They are two of my favorite OMGers to tease a little bit.
So one thing that I want to point out too is that a lot of these top toys or whatever, they grant licenses for other products. So like Elf on the Shelf is huge. And if you can find a vendor that does like other, like maybe they may, I don't even know if they have this, like a elf on the shelf Pez dispenser. That's me thinking grocery because I love grocery. Um, but they may have like a elf on the shelf Pez dispenser, or I don't know what else they might have that's elf on the shelf or whatever. That would be a great selling bundle, and you don't have to do much to promote these types of things. Look at these ranks here. This is great. It's not. It's only October. That's going to go down like I don't know how much in rank or whatever. Look at this, the little elf on the shelf skirt. So maybe they had like this is white. Maybe they had a red one or something like that, or a blue one. If you could find that and bundle that, that would be great. Oh my gosh, Star Wars, big. Like I showed you with the Vandor here. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. I just feel like I'm just talking off the. I get so excited with this stuff. I don't know where my Vandor. Oh, here it is. But my candy distributor just also sent me some Star Wars candies that they have available or whatever. You can best believe I'm going through all of those different candies and I'm going to make a bundle out of all of that set, out of all of that stuff. And then how easy would it be to rank, for Star Wars stuff? People are already searching for that or whatever. If they see something that's unique and you can show that it's a value to them, instant sales. Instant sales. So that's my 2 cents.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, once again, thanks so much to Ty for weighing in with all that stuff. Really, really incredible stuff. And let's see. Okay. Well, this is a good way to start things with Liz. And I don't know if we're going to need to have Susan and Val weigh in on this. So this is from Adik, who says, I'm about to launch my first product on Amazon. I'd like for you, if possible, to spell out the steps of doing a brute force giveaway. Probably the easiest answer to that would just be to contact Susan McDowell and do the giveaway with her. Liz, do you have more on that?
Yeah, I just want to say it'd probably be interesting to hear some of Ty's input too for like Q4 tips if she has time. I don't know how she is on time, but she probably has like a heck of a lot of experience with that. But going back to the brute force, it's pretty simple on your first launch. It's best to always do it on your first launch. Double your price. Give as many away as you're comfortable with giving away. Make sure you protect your inventory. As soon as you do that launch and give away maybe 100, 200 tops, you immediately lower the price back to whatever your suggested retail, not your suggested retail, just whatever your price is going to be, and then you pretty much start selling and wait till those reviews trickle in. So it's fairly simple. But make sure you do protect your inventory, even if you do one-time coupon codes.
Yeah, again, it's a real good idea to contact Susan about that, and she can help you with the giveaway, and sometimes you can even go higher than doubling the price. It looks like another golden nugget of information just popped into Ty's head.
Yeah. So I'm glad Liz reminded me because I have wrote some notes down here and then I skipped over this part. So this is in preparation for Q4 for all of you arbitragers out there. Can I get a hashtag arbitrage in the box there?
Let's see. Let me find the box and I'll put a hashtag arbitrage.
One thing is that if you're gonna really hit it hard, make sure like you get all of your Christmas shopping done early, and so your family doesn't think like you just totally neglected them. Because once you start to see the sales rolling in, oh my gosh, you're gonna want to go every single day and get stuff out, and you're not gonna have time to like. If you have a family, you may not even have time to eat yourself. But like you don't want to get your family to be neglected and things like that. So like you can make your meals ahead of time, things like that. Put them in the freezer. I know I do that a lot of times too, and just cook and just have stuff ready to go. And I take food. I bring a lunch with me and I take food with me, so I'm not like having to eat at like Dunkin' Donuts, Mike. And and also too, like if you're going to go out for Black Friday and things like that, you want to know the store layout ahead of time. So if there's certain store that you're going to hit, maybe you want to go there ahead of time and like know like okay, so on this aisle they have this, or on that aisle they have this or whatever. So you can just go straight to it. I remember one Black Friday I was able to hit like 5 or 6 stores because I knew exactly where the stuff was that I wanted or whatever, and I was in and out before the lines got super long.
Like
And
what
everybody,
other people are kind of still disoriented and not really sure where they are.
huh?
Yeah, and the other thing with Black Friday, now that Ty's mentioning it, especially when you go to places like Toys R Us, which does a really good job of making a lot of product available to people, as long as you sort of line up, like maybe even, there's been times where I've lined up an hour before, and I still get plenty of good stuff. They have like these first, I don't know if it's first couple hour deals, is it first 4 hours, Ty, where they usually put that stuff right in front of the store. Like last year they had this Barbie horse set that sold ridiculously fast, and it was only for the first 4 hours. So it was like Barbie, a couple Barbies, and a horse.
Yeah.
And those usually are the first 4 hours, and they'll limit you. But the thing is that there's so many freaking cashiers. You can buy it, leave the store, come back in, buy it, leave the store, come back in. So there'll be times when I hit Toys R Us like 7 or 8 times in just like a span of a couple hours.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, if you bring a team with you or spread out to different stores if you can, and then like Liz said, buy it, come right back. I don't know how many trips I've done that so many times where it's like, okay, first round in the trunk, back in the store, in the trunk, back in the store. And I don't like camp out like the night before. I don't do all that or whatever. I spend time with my family. I go eat, and then either depending on what time the store is open, like that night, I'll get there like 30 minutes to an hour ahead of time, and then you just you go in and you do what you need to do.
Yeah, take notes on your actual flyers or your Thanksgiving whatever circulars. Make sure you have notes of what you're going to want to get. And then also another thing is like a lot of times a lot of those products will show like really great prices, but then when an influx of them start coming in, you'll start to notice that the price goes down. A lot of times I just price them like aggressively to just move them real fast and turn the money, and then focus on some other things because there is like so much product in circulation. Every now and then you'll get like this product or two where for some reason the price is just ridiculously high. So with that being said, I do reprice aggressively during the holiday on like retail arbitrage products.
Yeah, you're looking to turn and burn.
Yeah,
Something I want to.
you want to.
Go ahead, okay.
I was gonna say if you're doing retail arbitrage, you want to get in and get out. So price it for the quick sale. Don't think like, oh my God, yeah, the price is gonna go up. Get in and you want to get in and get your money, turn your money over faster than waiting because you could end up getting burned on that. And then
Yeah,
just
you get
this
upset with it.
Yeah, this one thing here that reminded me on my notes, don't skip on the store brands. Store brands do sell. This is a Walmart product right here. Oh my God, how much is that? I have to find out what their price is. That's not bad. Equate is a Walmart brand, and you can see it's selling what 9,000 in hair loss or whatever. I don't know about that. But anyway, you can see it's selling well on Amazon. And then I forget what Target's brand is or whatever, but some store brands do sell well. Also, like the Target usually will have like different flavored coffees and things like that, or seasonal flavors and stuff like that that you can do well with also. So you might want to you might think to skip over the store brands, but don't because you never know what you'll find.
Great. Sarah's asking, do you have to bundle at your location or the shipper's location? I assume that you mean if you're using an intermediate warehouse like Carlos's, you could do it either way. Probably for the sake of time, it's pretty reasonable to just send them to Carlos and let him bundle them. Adik, you had a follow-up question that doesn't make a lot of sense. He said, "Thank you, but what about dropping the price twice? I don't understand what you mean by that. So maybe explain that a little bit better." Jeff says, "Liz, I've narrowed down one product that only has 2 sellers, and one is Amazon. I've chosen the product as my first attempt on Amazon. Do you definitely avoid competition with Amazon? The price is protected by MAP and is a 2000 BSR."
So there's only 2 sellers on that, and it's a product. It's a third party's product.
Yeah,
And it's protected by MAP. There's only 2 other sellers. Did he put what the BSR was?
he said 2000.
The thing about that one is it sounds really juicy, but Amazon is selling on there, so Amazon's going to aggressively have the buy box. His best play could be to like look at Camel to see what the history is and see if Amazon ever runs out, especially during Q4. And if that's the case, and he sees a pretty solid, like steady graph for sales in terms of being at BSR 2000, then I would probably buy a couple hundred and then hope that Amazon runs out if they statistically run out according to Camel. But just the fact, I don't really like to compete with Amazon, but like meaning share the buy box with them or anything, because they're always going to hog it up. But at the same time, the play that I just described during Q4, like I've had, and even outside of Q4, like I used to sell a cherry pitter. It was a big brand name cherry pitter, and every time during cherry pitting season when Amazon would run out, I would go through hundreds a day. So I would wait for that period where they ran out, because statistically they would always run out of that cherry pitter according to Camel. And so I'd wait for that day and then just be loaded up and sell the crap out of them. And I would actually sell them for like double the price that Amazon did. So I would look at Camel for the product, see how statistically it's remained in terms of BSR, and then if it's good, then probably take a bit of a gamble. And again, it all depends on, if it's his first product, that might be a little bit too like speculative. I might try to find something much more attractive than that. But if he's got like already selling other stuff and he kind of wants a higher risk play, and I'm not saying that it's very high risk, but I would go for it. But there's so many other opportunities, especially during Q4, that I think I would probably, if that's my first product, I would pass on it.
Great. Mark says, when you work with a team in the store, how do you overcome the issue with competing bandwidth on the same products? Mark, for example, when I saw Ty take Shauna and Ira doing arbitrage, they buy exactly the same things, and they just sell. It's not really. I want everyone here, like whenever you have a feeling like the walls are closing in, or like maybe it's scarce, or maybe things won't work anymore, or maybe there's just kind of some stagnation that you're worried about or something, you're probably wrong. Your instincts are probably very, very, very wrong, especially when it comes to Q4. It's not your fault, but if you have a feeling like there's not enough opportunity, basically, then that's probably your instincts misinforming you. And I would just tend to, especially during Q4, I would tend to set that, you really be suspicious of your own concerns.
Right, several of us go in at once, Mike, like Ty talked about. And then it's just like me, my brother, and sister-in-law, and we all go in and buy like the same stuff. And we're all like on different Amazon seller accounts. So there's so much, the buyer pool is so ridiculously huge during Q4, especially on those hot toys, that it doesn't really matter like how many you have in stock, you're still going to sell them. Right. As long as you price aggressively.
Right. And Deke clarified a little bit. He's saying, well, what if he did a giveaway of 100 units at $25 and then another 100 at 20 and then so on at 15 and so on. I don't think we don't have, you can certainly test that. I think we don't have any data to back that up. So that's speculative, and I don't have an answer for you on that. Let's see. Mark wants to know, how do you find out on Camel if a product runs out on Amazon? Sorry, like if Amazon as a seller runs out of product.
It'll have like a gigantic spike. The BSR will spike to like for the worse. So let's say you see a Camel, it's steady at like, and you can just pull up. Do you have Camel as Ty still? If she pulls up Camel, she can just look at like even. Let's just see like Oz Naturals. There's, even though Amazon doesn't actually sell it, maybe she has an idea of a product already. I see her there, unless she's doing product research.
I was.
Okay, I was like, Ty could be, knowing Ty, she could be doing product research while we're still on the webinar.
You said Oz Naturals, right?
Yeah, just so they can see the spike. So if you just pull up that ASIN and Camel, they could see what actually happens when, this is not necessarily Amazon, but this is Oz Naturals themselves sold out, but it'll be the same thing. When Amazon controls the buy box, if you just look at the sales rank.
Oh, sales rank, okay.
So those spikes, they clearly sold out.
Yeah,
so they were temporarily out of inventory. So on a product, and as you can see, its BSR has maintained pretty well from that really like, it's got a pretty good straight line across almost number one. So it's maintained that BSR for a long, long time, and then all of a sudden you get that gigantic spike that shows that they ran out of inventory. So usually when that happens, you can even, it's even like color coded in Camel Camel. This one doesn't have it because this is an actual FBA product, but it'll have Amazon is like in blue or something, FBA is in green, and you can actually show it. Oh, so there it is on the right side. You see Amazon no data because Amazon's never sold it. But on the other products that you're looking to get the data on, it'll be there in green. The graph will be in green. Third-party new, which would be like FBA, will be in blue, and then third-party used is in red, which never happened in some categories. But so that's how you sort of look at see how often Amazon runs out of it. So you'll look for what's the typical BSR. As soon as you know what the typical BSR is, then you kind of have an idea. And then when you see the spike happen, especially on the green chart, that means that they ran out. So at that point, if that happens every Q4, you'll see some products that statistically run out every Q4. Like there'll be a spike in November, a spike in December, or something like that. And then you'll know Amazon's going to run out. So I'm going to make a play on the fact that I'm pretty sure they're going to run out because statistically they've run out every freaking year.
Now, Chuck says, does pricing aggressively normally start a race to the bottom? Well, it can, Chuck. No. Again, this is Q4. Q4, that's why we're kind of doing this real Q4 intensive event. So, Liz, you pointed out that with arbitrage, you don't want to always be running around like lowering your prices, like Chuck's saying, and race to the bottom. But during Q4, it's a free-for-all, and really there's just so much money being playing. Again, when you have these thoughts that are like, hey, is this going to like limit opportunity or screw something up, then probably be suspicious of that. Of course, it's great to ask these questions during the webinar, but if you're at the store and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, what if the sky is falling, then it's probably not falling.
Right. One thing about Q4 that a lot of people misunderstand is they feel that just because it's Q4, everything's going to sell and everything's going to sell at a premium price. Most everything does sell, but not necessarily always at a premium price, and you sort of have to understand that. And that's where this coming in, like pricing aggressively and looking to get at least 3x, whereas sometimes we're looking like for 2.5 or sometimes even 2x of the actual price. So the thing about Q4 is you've got a couple choices. You can price it high and hope that prices come up that high, but then you're giving up a missed opportunity because what happens is when you price aggressively for Q4, things sell really fast. You get that money back, and you can put it into more inventory and send it again. So here you might be holding out for an extra $5 on a product where at some point you could have already reinvested that money and sent it in twice for Q4. So you have to sort of decide on what strategy you want to get into, and the way that I like to get into it is price it aggressively, jump out, and jump back into something else because there's going to be so many different opportunities of products to buy out there that there's no sense in you trying to hold out for absolute premium dollar products. Now, with that being said, one of the things that we haven't talked about is like really hot toys, and I know that Ty can tell you this. She was looking at one of the ones that in the past, that Doc McStuffins Get Better Checkup playset. They cost $60 at one point when they first came out at Walmart, and I remember one Christmas, my mom went into Walmart and she found like 30 or 40 of them, and they were selling for $220 on Amazon. So we bought, there it is, $226.71. I actually sold at the top right there, and I merchant fulfilled every single one of those bad boys. And so it was about 40 of them that we merchant fulfilled. We had to get creative on our boxing and everything, and we sold 40 of them for $225, $226. So on hot toys, you sort of almost want to merchant fulfill them just to get, like, sell them immediately because people know that they're hot. This also happened with the Zoomer dog. The Zoomer dog, when those came out, did you ever have Zoomers, Ty?
No, I heard about it after the fact. I was kicking myself for that.
I was in Zoomer craze. Zoomer dogs, they were picking them up for about, I want to say it was like $80, maybe $75, $80, and they were selling again pretty well at 200 and something. So the thing though is that I was merchant fulfilling all the Zoomers, and basically the reason you do that on hot toys is because you've got the hot toy in hand. People will pay for it right now so that you can ship it. There's no sense in spending a week to get it to Amazon or 10 days for them to actually get it on and start FBA fulfilling it when you can sell it from your house right now, merchant fulfill. In fact, you can list it from Profit Bandit and already have it up for sale. And a lot of times I would be out there shopping and I'd come across some stuff, find it, merchant set it up, merchant fulfill on Profit Bandit. It was already listed. By the time I got home, it was already sold.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's a great, yeah, I've done that too. I was going to say that too. Yeah. If it's a product and you know you're going to merchant fulfill it, list it right there in the store. Sometimes by the time you get to the parking lot, it's already sold. Stuff moves so fast like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially brand new hot toys. Brand new hot toys are just like so easy, especially because you're already in store shopping. Get to know what the hot toys are. As soon as you know what they are, every time you hit that toy, like I remember, do you remember last year, Ty? Did you ever get in on the Hallmark frozen ornaments?
No, you know what? I did a lot of frozen grocery items.
Okay, well, that last year, these frozen Hallmark ornaments were super hot. I walked into Walmart and they must have had like 100 of them. I took every single one, and that whole day I just spent going to Walmarts, and I just got to know all the other hot toys. Like there was these frozen jukeboxes. There was all sorts of these Olaf uh, waffle makers. I got to know every single hot toy. So from that point forward, when I just dropped into Walmart to grab something, I would go and like scour the hot toy aisle, and I would guarantee come out of there with at least 1,000 or two profit just because I knew what the hot toys were.
Cool. Mike Bebbington asked, is there a limit to the weight of each box of toys I'm sending to Amazon?
So you don't want to send them above 50 pounds. I think 50 pounds is usually the maximum.
Yeah, 50 pounds per box.
All right, great. All right, well, we're off to, it's just been an incredible webinar event here so far. Liz, are there some checklist points or some things that we may have missed on that you want to bring up, or do you think we covered everything?
We covered quite a bit. Just to go reiterate a couple things that Ty said, you definitely want to do your shopping ahead of time for your family, because trust me, you will get overwhelmed. There is just literally so much opportunity out there. Also, the same thing with what she said about the eating. You sort of it's really actually true. I usually pretty much guarantee lose 10 pounds during Q4 because of the fact that we're so busy just getting stuff out that we even forget to eat. So if you have a family, that's definitely you can't do that. So those two things are for sure things that I would do. We briefly touched on Black Friday, which I think is huge. Black Friday, if you're going to go out there for Black Friday, which is highly worthwhile, beforehand make sure you take a look and see, basically do the arbitrage, you're looking at the ad and you're looking it up in Amazon to see what things are selling for. You're checking it in Profit Bandit. So kind of prep that whole after you eat. And a lot of times nowadays it's kind of hard because the sales have actually started at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving. So you almost sort of have to prep for it. I believe a lot of stores actually have their ads out days before. They actually pop up online, so you can actually start doing research for Black Friday. But if you do plan to go out on Black Friday, understand that nowadays stores open up. Oh, yeah, Ty's pulling up this great site that shows the ads. Stores open up now on Thanksgiving. It's no longer Friday. It's Thanksgiving at 5 p.m. They're open. So some of my favorite stores to go to are Toys R Us is definitely probably my favorite store. I do like to go to Target, and I've never had too much luck at Walmart because I find that Walmart is it's just so ridiculously packed. Big Lots has always statistically done well for me, especially with seasonal stuff, because I find a lot of people forget to go to Big Lots. So I've bought a bunch of candy pop makers and stuff like that at Big Lots that are very cheap and they sell really well. So Black Friday, you have to prep and definitely take a look at this site that Ty is pulling up if you're going to go out on Black Friday. The other thing that did you want to add anything there, Ty, before I?
No, I just want to say, this is a great site to get on their list. They will send you, they get stuff. I think they're getting ads now. I don't know how they do it, but they get the ads a month or a couple weeks before they even leak. Okay, yeah, see, Neiman Marcus Christmas book is posted. You can get the ads and start to do your research now. And then also, too, a lot of the stores are having 1 to 2 weeks ahead of time, they're having great Black Friday sales. So if you go online and find some deals, you can get it in before Black Friday hits. How awesome is that?
Yeah, and that one of the things, usually a lot of times some of those deals, I remember one Christmas season, the Monopolies were $4, but the price came down so much on actually on Amazon that I sort of held them for like 2 months, and then after that 2 month period they went up, and I made quite a bit on the monopolies. But sometimes that'll happen, and that's why you have to sort of decide, do you want to just get out of it or do you want to continue to sell? But yeah, definitely research those Black Friday ads. The other thing that I wanted to add on is with supplies. Always make sure, like for Black Friday, I usually like to make sure that I have like 3 months supplies on hand. And the reason being is that I found that, especially I like to get my boxes at Home Depot. They sometimes will be low also during the holiday season. So there'll be times when they don't have the boxes that I want, and instead of being able to pick them up at the one that's right here, we'd have to drive all the way across town to pick up boxes at another particular Home Depot, which sort of sucks because we lose time out on having to drive all the way to the other side of town, which can take like 45 minutes. So I like to have at least 3 months of actual supplies on hand, and that means like boxes, packaging tape, if I'm using craft paper, labels for the actual boxes, all that stuff. I usually make sure that I have that in stock pretty well. So I'm not only like making sure that I have a good amount of inventory in Amazon, but I'm making sure that my supplies are also pretty well stocked, because I don't want to be at the last minute trying to figure out where the heck am I going to get boxes, because I don't particularly like using boxes that I find. I don't like to go to, I know a lot of people like to do dumpster diving to get boxes and stuff like that. I just prefer to just save time and grab a box from Home Depot and use that. And if at any point we have some extra boxes, I go to use them, but I prefer to actually use a box from Home Depot.
Also, you can sign up if you're going to do merchant fulfill. You can easily sign up with USPS, the post office. Just get an account and order shipping supplies online from USPS, and do that now, because they do get overwhelmed and they run out of stuff also. So that, and then UPS, call them, and if you have an account with them, or you can easily open up an account and you can order supplies online right now. The shipping labels, they only give you like 50 or something like that, but if you call them and say, hey, I'm a retailer and I'm getting ready for the Christmas season, can you send me like 1,000 shipping labels? They'll do it for you.
Great.
Right, and then my last tip is just basically for private label people, Mike, which is, this is probably one that a lot of people, it took me a while to actually learn this, and that is the fact that if you're going to, like, the orders that you place now should technically cover you until Chinese New Year. And the reason being is that if you're not covered till Chinese New Year at this point, it's a really difficult thing to get good quality product at that point, because of the fact that they're in a rush to create product. If you, like, let's say you wait to order till you are almost out come Christmas time. If you order that, there's a chance, yeah, that they'll get it in before Chinese New Year, but there's also a chance that they're going to rush the hell out of it, and therefore it's going to hurt you in terms of what their quality is like. So this is one tip that I learned, and I think I learned it from Jen. I'm pretty sure I did, and that is the fact that your orders should cover you until after Chinese New Year from this point forward. So that's kind of a lot for some people to take in, but I've seen it time and time again. It works like magic. When you actually cover yourself for that far out, you don't have any problems after that. But if you don't cover yourself for that far, you usually wind up having some sort of problems.
All right. Ty, could you go to Amazon and type in Quest bars?
Oh, there's actually some brand new pumpkin ones.
Oh, wow.
Seasonal ones.
Okay, listen, guys. These can be your best friend for Q4. Liz will tell you, when I went to China with her, the majority of what I brought with me was actually Quest bars. These are shockingly tasty, and I literally mean shockingly. They pretty much taste as good as any candy bar I've ever had, and they're very nutritious, and there's nothing screwed up in them. They're whey protein isolate, and they're good on sodium. A lot of these, one of the tricks with energy bars is a lot of them have very high sodium. That's very bad for you. The best flavor, I think, is probably Oreo. Like if you're not sure, not Oreo, but whatever, the cookies and cream or whatever. The mint one is really good. It's pretty hard to go wrong with them. This is not, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to reach all our proteins. No, I'm talking about for eating. I'll tell you this: when things get busy, this is all that I eat practically is Quest bars, and they're pretty great. Liz will tell you I'm actually in pretty good shape at this point, and they're pretty great. This is a great meal substitute. I have Liz will tell you this in my pantry. I always have a couple boxes of these. Liz actually knows because she sneaks in there like a little
I've
band.
got the stash. I raid the stash
You,
whenever I'm there.
you raise my stash of Quest bars. These guys, this is really great. Get yourself some of these for Q4 because, like, and the reason I'm saying this is to kind of reiterate, we hit upon this really strongly with the webinar, hangout webinar with John Gill yesterday. Ty and Liz hit upon it beautifully today, each of them. Um, Here's what's going to predictably happen is if you don't listen to us now, is that opportunities are going to come up in November and December, and you are going to either run out of gas or run out of time. So you're either going to run out of emotional stamina or you're going to literally run out of actual time. And the reason why is that you didn't prepare properly in October. And it's not your fault, but you're still screwed, right? Like, I mean, it's a very understandable mistake, but all the same, you're either going to emotionally run out of gas, which can also include having a health breakdown, getting sick, whatever, or just literally running out of time. And that's one of the reasons. Look both at the specific advice that John gave yesterday and specifically that Liz and Ty are giving you today. The specific advice they're giving you, like having your packing and shipping supplies already stacked up, already having the store mapped out if you're going to hit Black Friday. Hey, I wouldn't be afraid to literally visualize in your head and walk through in your head every step walking through the store and see everything and have it make sense. That may sound crazy, but it's not. It's going to be really effective for you. So look at the specific point, but also say to yourself, where else can I apply this preparation question? And I'm not saying that you need to do this come Valentine's Day. I'm not saying that you have to do this come June. I don't know. I'm just picking June because it's on the other side of the year as fourth quarter is. We're not saying that. What we are saying is like right now is go time, and because it's go time, we want to be like extra energetic right now, and have extra energy and have stamina for planning. Because if we focus on having the proper conditions, so we can have stamina for this kind of planning, even including diet, helping your family members understand and properly set their expectations, really walking it through clearly with them. That's something that both Ty and Liz hit upon here. And I don't know, there's probably not too many coachings out there where you're going to hear advice like this, but it's real and it matters. If you apportion your resources to where you have stamina right now for preparation, then that's what's going to pay you back. Liz, you talked about it Q4 last year. UPS, they had one day a UPS delivery driver that was like a replacement driver or something like that. And all the guys told me, like, oh, you better be ready if you're going over to Liz's house.
Yeah, they told them that I was the problem. I actually sent out more packages than anybody on the whole east side. And he was like, he kind of thought it was funny until he got here, and he needed to call in 2 backup trucks.
But the thing is, Liz, the way that you created that incredible tornado of activity, it wasn't just that you woke up December 1st and you're like, oh, right, I'm ready to go, and then it all happened. You made it happen with your preparation in October.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, it's just so crucial to actually be prepared because you kind of like laugh and think, oh, yeah, what am I going to do with all the shipping supplies? But actually having to get those shipping supplies takes time, and if you can save time on that, you have more time to source, and you have more time to pack stuff up, more time to ship it in, and do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, preparation is actually really key. You should actually be already, if you're not already sending in stuff for Q4, you should start like immediately, because I started since like July, but now we're just like ramping it up.
And Liz, one of Liz's favorite saying is that the harder, the more she busts her butt, the luckier she gets. And I'll give you the inverse of that. The less you prepare right now, the more quote unquote unlucky you're going to get. oh, I'm unlucky. Home Depot doesn't have boxes. Oh, I'm unlucky. My wife got angry with me. Oh, I'm unlucky. I mean, just any number of things, right? We've named just a number of things that can go wrong. That's that. A few more final questions. Sandy says, how do you know what toys are hot?
A lot of it is just watching what is like on the top 100, and then scanning, getting out there and scanning in what do you call it, inside of the stores. You'll see typically Toys R Us, Walmart, Target will all come out with these hot lists. They'll come out with these hot lists of toys, and usually what I like to do is just track those hot lists of toys. A lot of times they put the toys on the hot list that they've like ordered a ton of, so that they sell them to you, and you don't actually know this, but that's what they're doing. But there's always going to be a couple of those toys that really take off, and they're like hot as hell, and you won't even actually see some of them in stores. Like last year, there was these Elsa and Anna 18-inch dolls, or maybe they were 24-inch dolls, that I didn't even actually see once. My brother actually got a couple of them, but they were selling for 200 and something, and they were in Target for like $55. So what the best bet is to do is like look for that list of toys that Walmart, Target, and Toys R Us comes out with, and they're usually, a lot of them have their own exclusives, and it's just toys that they ordered a massive amount, but usually there'll be such demand for a couple of those toys on each of those lists that if you just monitor those toys in general, those toys will turn out to be like really hot. Like there was also last year those, I don't know if you got any of these, Ty, the talking birds. Okay, they were like these little birds in a cage. Every time I would go to Walmart, I'd see like 20 or 30 of them, and I would sell the crap out of them at like 45 and 50, and they were like $15 or $16 inside of Walmart. And there was like a massive amount here in my area. So you just have to sort of figure out which toys from the hot toy list are, watch the prices, they usually go up, and then find those toys in the store, and just add those to your like regular. Ty talked about in a previous webinar where she has like routes where she consistently does a certain route for her retail arbitrage. So you sort of create this Q4 route where like I like to go to all the Walmarts, and when I go to all the Walmarts, I was looking for the birds in the cage, the frozen jam boxes or whatever they were, the ornaments, some zoomers, and like I have a huge list, and then I scan other random stuff and get that, and then just come out of there with a ton of stuff because I have like this huge checklist, and I can go to every Walmart, hitting every Walmart looking for those items, and by the end of the day I can spend a couple $1,000s if I really want to, just me myself looking for all these items at just Walmart.
Okay.
So you got to have this route.
I was gonna say too. Oh my God, I just lost my train of thought there. Were you? Oh, yeah, the store exclusives. So like, always check like the store exclusives because like Walmart, you usually have a toy that's only exclusive to them that they sell. Same with Target or whatever. And Amazon won't come in on those. So you're just competing with the other sellers at that point or whatever, which is a great thing or whatever. Because when you compete with Amazon, then we know that there's like a lot of price erosion and things like that.
Now, Joan's asking, she says, when is Chinese New Year? It's specifically this year, in 2016. It's going to be February 8th, but it's not in China. Chinese New Year means like, it's like
we take the whole month off.
Yeah, it's like a block.
We take the whole month off.
Yeah, they literally take the whole month off. So it's essentially a short time after our New Year ends, then you're not going to be talking to anybody in China for about a month. So that's the rough guide there.
Let me give another tip here. This is a site, Entertainment Earth. You can get very easily, I just did this the other day when I was thinking about what I wanted to say on this webinar here, a wholesale account with them. And you can see like they sell all of the like hot top toys or whatever. You can get that stuff wholesale and bundle it. And then the other thing is that this is the big thing going on with a lot of the arbitragers or whatever is Star Wars. So last year Amazon gated Frozen. So if you had like a lot of Frozen toys and stuff like that and you couldn't get approval to sell them, you got stuck with them. This year they already gated all of the brand new Star Wars products. So if you find this in the store and try to sell it for arbitrage, via arbitrage, you can't because you have to actually be approved. But you can go to Entertainment Earth, get a wholesale account. Now I don't know what I've seen a lot of people saying, well, I couldn't get approved, or oh, it was great, I got approved, or whatever. You purchase a certain amount, and then you get the letter from them showing that this is from a legitimate distributor or whatever. So then you can get your approval to sell Star Wars products, and you don't necessarily have to buy through them because like their items are going to be so marked up, it's going to be hard to make a good margin. But as long as you're approved, and then you can get your stuff, your Star Wars stuff via arbitrage or whatever, you're gonna make a killing. These are going to be the hot toys. I can tell you that right now. Star Wars is definitely going to be some hot sellers in here for Christmas. So that's one little tip right there.
Okay, great. And yes, someone asked if is Star Wars going to likely be hot, and yes, of course, Star Wars is likely going to be very hot. Some point in here. All right. Connie says, when you're creating unique bundles, how do you list them? FBA or FBM? You definitely list them FBA if you can. And again, we pointed out that service that Carlos has, and you can find Carlos in the Facebook group. You can message him on Facebook, and I'll spell his name for you one last time. Carlos's last name is SALGUERO. Think we've got almost everything answered. There are a few that I typed in. I want to see if.
Mike, while you're doing that, I just wanted to show you, like, this is a bundle that obviously somebody created from Doc McStuffins, which is always a popular toy. So they just had the Doc McStuffins doll. They found some Band-Aids and another little
stethoscope, maybe?
Yeah, the stethoscope or something like that, whatever that is or whatever. And they just made a bundle. Easy peasy. It's still lightweight, probably fits nicely in a poly bag, and they shipped it off. Also, you want to.
Hi, is that easy peasy for sheezy?
You better know it. The other thing I wanted to say, Mike, you made me lose my train of thought now. Oh, accessories. So if you can, a lot of times, like toys and stuff like that will be priced out. You can't really make a good margin on them, but look at the accessories because you can bundle the accessories. Easy Bake. Like also the ton of like Easy Bake oven mixes and stuff like that. Just by bundling different ones of them or whatever. There's tons of like Easy Bake oven mixes, and these things will go on sale during like Black Friday time. So here's a big one right there or whatever. And so that's very easy peasy for sheezy to do.
Okay.
Right.
Definitely. Liz, Mike, the Bebster, Mike Bevington wants to know what size boxes should you order, say at Home Depot or whatever.
I think my favorite is 18 by 16 by 16 or the other way around. It's the medium box, usually the one that I keep most heavily in stock, and then I'll throw in a couple of I'll get some large and some smalls, but for the most part, the ones that I keep most, like I usually have at least 700 to 1,000 on hand is the medium-sized boxes.
All right. Eric's got a question about pricing. He says, can you go over how many times more than the cost you want to sell a product for? First of all, there's going to be different answers to that. So for arbitrage, the higher the BSR, then it's going to sell slower, right? Lower BSR is going to sell faster. So lower BSR, as Liz points out, you can take a little bit less of a margin because you're going to turn it faster. So
or if you have like a really huge bankroll.
Right. There's also a big bankroll. And then now when it comes to private label, what are you thinking, Liz? Certainly like at least 3 to 1.
Oh yeah, at least 3 to 1 on private label because it's your own product. But yeah, private label is entirely different. But for retail arbitrage, you can get away with a lot less, just depending on how much money you have available.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to follow up because I'd answered it as if it was a private label question, and I realized it wasn't. The browser when you search for parts on Amazon. Oh, okay, that's camel, 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 is what you're looking for. That was Oshinka. So camel, camel, camel is the name. That's the one that gave Ty all the cool readouts. Ty, what do you got here? You trying to butter me up here?
So I just wanted to show, like, if you typed in, I just picked a category and I typed in bundle. It didn't work so good for toys. You'd have to go through deeper or whatever. But initially, I just typed in the word bundle and selected grocery, and like all these different bundles came up. And then I said, what season is this? This is pumpkin season. So I typed in pumpkin bundle, and here's somebody here. You can probably go and get this today. Has the Halloween Oreos and pumpkin spice Oreos in a bundle or whatever. Selling them for $19. You could probably get that like less than $5 at the store or something like that. So there you go right there. I don't think it's like really selling that great right now or whatever, but they do have a horrible picture here. So maybe that might be something, look at like seasonal flavors and things like that. Or I don't know if you guys know this, but I think it's like somewhere in the terms of service that if you're doing a bundle, like the word bundle has to be in the title. Some people adhere to that, so that's the way that you can find like different bundles and things like that too. Like this cake mix I saw, which was interesting, like these 3 flavors or whatever. So if you're at like Target, a lot of what people will do is like get like the pumpkin cake and the pumpkin flavored icing and put that together as like a set. I would personally do like something more than that, because then people are just going to jump on your listing, find like some sprinkles or something like that to do that with. But yeah, so if you type in the word bundle, then you might find some, go through these different pages. My screen is freezing up here, and see what you can find or whatever. You never know. It'll give you some ideas. Oh, one more thing. What I do when I'm thinking of a bundle, I will look on Amazon for something that might be of similar size and weight. And then you take that ASIN and you put that into the Amazon calculator or even Profit Bandit, and you put in like what the cost of your bundle would be, and that would help give you a more accurate gauge as to like what your profit would be based on whatever your selling price would be. Because you don't want to go over in weight and things like that. And some things I've been able to eliminate because it's like, oh, you know what, that's going to weigh too much and that's not going to be profitability. So if you really want to watch your profitability, before you create the bundle, try to find something on Amazon that might be of similar size and weight, and put that into either Profit Bandit or the Amazon FBA calculator to see and assess your profitability that way.
Excellent. Ben's got a kind of a layup question here. Would you launch a new product that are manufactured in China, where all your competitors have 500 plus reviews to rank for the main keywords on page 1? Ben, that'd be very competitive. You can do it, but you'd have to have a big bankroll and a lot of experience. Probably, since you're asking that question, the answer is, specifically no for you. And for most people, the answer is going to be no. Look, even a lot of the top guns that me and Ty and Liz know aren't necessarily licking their chops to get in the most competitive markets. A lot of times, a lot of money is getting made in like little side stuff that just where there's not as much competition. The problem with those monster categories is the long knives come out. I mean, even if you are able to rank somehow, bad things are going to happen to you, hijacking and negative reviews, and there's all kind of a host of bad things that can happen. That can be dealt with, but you really need to be ready for it. You need to really be loaded for bear, and that's not the right entry point for somebody getting started. And it is something that you can do. Of course, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, and you just need to have a sense of strategy with things, though. So making like that kind of full frontal assault, it's kind of, and you'll want to go through your also. You're really going to want to go through, kind of review your training with Liz, because she very specifically said don't do that kind of stuff, unless you're particularly loaded for bear. Stacy said, sorry, Liz, did you want to add anything to that?
No, like you said, unless he's prepared to give away quite a bit, then he's probably best off starting with something a little less competitive until he kind of understands everything.
Yeah, and there's also, we see people walk into things also where you go after something competitive, you can sink yourself even with the product cost. You can just, it's very easy to have your product cost be so high. Silicone baking mat's a great example of this. Mandy Payne says she's got enough silicone baking mats that people send in for reviews that she could like pave her driveway with them. So, it's not, it's not, yeah, it's not the way to go. Stacy says, if you get approved to sell in grocery, can you then sell anything that fits in that category? Yeah, anything that's not restricted, yeah.
Mike, while you're looking for a question there, let me just interject. One thing that I wanted people to be aware of, if you are going to create like a grocery bundle and selling grocery, sometime back in like May, June, Amazon created a rule that if you're going to be listing products, all products in grocery need to have like the nutrition or the ingredients labels on them or in the images. So if you're doing a grocery bundle or whatever, you need to make sure that you have these ingredients in here. Otherwise, what I'm noticing that they're doing, because I went through and looked at some of my bundles from last year or whatever, when your product gets into the warehouse, they're replacing all the pictures. And this is a product, I never sold this product, but I can just tell, like, this is a horrible picture. They're replacing all of their images with images that they take, and they're horrible. Like, this is a really small image, and the main thing is that because they wanted to adhere to the rules to make sure that you have the nutrition facts on there. So I made sure that any grocery bundles that I created this year, I included the nutrition or the ingredients labels in the images, so that doesn't happen. And you don't want that to happen to your products either. So just make sure that you know that if you're creating a grocery bundle, make sure you have these images in your the nutrition in ingredients images in your images there.
Okay. Shane, I think it's Otukena, I guess, says under the product display in the gray box with Amazon bestseller ranking 50,000 in grocery food. Do you have a toolbar, Ty, that's showing the BSR when you're hitting items? Is that what's going on?
DS Quick View.
What is it?
It's called, like, it's a Chrome extension. I think it's like DS Amazon Quick View or DS Quick View, something like that.
Yeah.
She's talking about
DS Amazon Quick View.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazon Quick View. There you go.
To the Chrome store, yeah.
Yeah, and then also the Camelizer, that's how I was able to get this thing popped up or whatever. That's a Chrome extension also.
All right. Probably one of the biggest questions I've gotten is, would I please get this replay up as fast as possible, because it was just an incredible, fast-paced, and just utterly amazing event. And I think everybody here can agree with that wholeheartedly. So yeah, we normally plan these Amazon Q&As out for about an hour. We went to about 2 hours, but it was so valuable. It was such an incredible event, and I'd love for everybody to either privately thank Liz and Ty, in the GoToWebinar question box, or to go on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups, and you can thank them there, and maybe in the Amazon Facebook group. And anybody who has questions about the Facebook groups, you can email me at omg@omgmachines.com. My door is always open. It's a pretty slick looking. Do you think that dog bowl with that ghost dog bowl, do you think that would scare chompers?
Yeah, no, I think chompers would tear it to shreds.
Okay, great.
After eating all the candy corn in there.
Okay, great. All right, I want to thank everybody for jumping on here. It's funny. We're really licking our chops at all the profits that you guys are going to make this Q4. And also remember, you're building up your understanding, your skill set. You're building yourself up, and that looks really tasty. I love this hot tamales. You're building up your skill set. You're building up your expertise. You're building up your connections, your Amazon account. You're building up so much, so you're winning in so many different ways as we march into quarter four. Below this, if you go to omgmachines.com/Q4-checklist, so omgmachines.com/the number Q, or the letter Q, the number 4-checklist, and that's going to have the replay of John's Hangout, the Hangout Webby that I did with John Gill yesterday. Below it, is a critical decision that you can make. We now have an Amazon Accelerator, OMG Amazon Accelerator private list to get private notifications. And as a bonus for joining, it's a big bonus. You're going to get the secret weapon Webby. It's tomorrow. So you're going to want to sign up now. You're going to get access to that secret weapon Webby. It's going to be a big deal because it's just sort of something big to come. So you're going to want to go to omgmachines.com/Q4-checklist, omgmachines.com/Q4-checklist. And you're going to want to sign up for our OMG Amazon Accelerator private list that's below the replay with John Gill. And you'll get an email in your inbox from me. You're going to have to confirm that subscription. You're going to get an email auto response, and it's going to give you the details of how to sign up for that secret weapon webinar. And it's tomorrow, and it's early. It's tomorrow afternoon. So sign up now. Don't wait. If we're going to try to get this replay up as fast as humanly possible, regardless of when you see it, get in there and sign up for that list. But you want to pay keen attention right now. We're just getting ready to kick our Q4 prep into overdrive. So I want to thank Liz. I want to thank Ty because this has just been an absolutely incredible event. And if anybody who wants to know anything more about the webinar, I'm not going to disclose any details out of it outside of people that are on that private list. I'm actually not even going to mail about it tomorrow, just so you know. This is your chance to find out, and I suggest you attend. And I know I'm being a little bit secretive, but it is the secret weapon Webby. David Tripp a little bit let the cat out of the bag when he gave his $178,000 a month earnings report a bit about what we're talking about. But you can find out by going to omgmachines.com/Q4-checklist, and that's going to be some exciting stuff. Ty, Liz, thanks again so much. It's an incredible event.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I hope you got some value out of this.
Oh my goodness, I think everybody is going nuts. They're running around the streets. They're rioting. Absolutely. They got Ty. They got pitchforks and torches and stuff. They're totally.
I want them to have mouths going over to this site here and finding stuff.
What was that, Ty?
But I want them to have some mouse clicks going on to go over to this site, find some stuff, make some bundles, get it shipped out tomorrow, and get it in Amazon. That's what I want.
I love it. Hashtag bundles. Let's get it out to Amazon. All right, God bless.
Even Chompers is rioting back here.
Uh-oh. Chompers is riled up now. Everybody's rioting. Okay. We'll get this webinar replay up right now. God bless you guys. See you next time.